Yo,
What's going on with you, brother?
ain't nothing, man. Ain't nothing. Just
That's all good.
chilling. Just got home. It's a little cold over here, but it's
Yeah.
all good though.
Well, where you at? You in DC?
Now, I'm in Virginia right now.
Okay. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
cool for sure.
yeah. But like I said, welcome to what I got going on, life after sports.
Yes, sir.
Speak to you tonight. We're gonna have some real open conversations and just keep it real with the people about life after sports, the transition, and how to prepare for that transition when it's to come. And
Yeah.
tonight we're gonna talk about the entrepreneurship side of things and the creative side of things that you do. So for anyone on here that might not know who you are or know anything about you, go ahead and just give a brief introduction before we get into these questions.
Man, Marcellus Howard, YouTube content creator, social media producer, filmmaker, everything in the one. That's me, gamer, all that. Simple. Let's keep it
All right.
simple like that.
All right. So we're gonna go back all the way to like the childhood. So this
Okay.
is the first question. How was life for you growing up?
Life was cool, man. Everybody has hardships. So I didn't grow up necessarily in a bad neighborhood, but the area I grew up in around, there's still bad stuff going around. So it was fun, man. We were in the streets a lot, playing games, riding bikes, ding dong dishing, playing ones, getting in fights, all the kid stuff, man. So growing up was fun, definitely. Like it was one of the best childhoods I could have ever imagined to have.
All right. So how old were you when you first started playing basketball?
Like rec ball, I was like 7. I think I was like 7 years old. That wasn't my first sport though. It was soccer and baseball. Those were my two like heavy hitters, and then basketball was kind of the on the back end. But I was like 7 years old. I remember I played at this thing called Full Court, and I remember this one memory. It was we were playing the game, and I tried a behind the back move. I didn't have handles back then, so I did a behind the back dribble. That shit went way out of bounds. Pops cussed me out in front of everybody, and from then on, I was like, I'm gonna keep everything in front, and I just did dribbles in front, and then worked on the handles. But yeah, I tried to be AI. I had the AI headband, the literal AI logo with the AI kick, so I thought it was AI, and it
I
did
had
work.
the same thing. I had the little armband.
Yeah. A little sweatband. Hell yeah.
Uh-huh. So you said you played what other two sports?
Baseball and soccer. Like those are my two. Baseball is my best sport. That's always been my best sport. But I wanted to be a typical nigga and be an NBA player,
Yeah.
and that didn't work out. But I'm still living the life many would dream to have. So I can't complain.
Yeah, I feel that. So outside of like sports wise, did you have any other passions growing up? Like outside of sports?
Yeah, man. I like playing the drums, bro. I,
Bro, out of all these years of me knowing you, I did not know that. I played the
bro.
drums since I was like 4, bro.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like play. In high
Okay.
school, I played in the jazz band. I played in church, like all that. But I don't really put that out there to the public like that. I keep it low key.
That's crazy. That's a small world. I never played like that. I
Oh,
always had aspirations of playing the drums. So I remember I did band in 8th grade, but no 7th grade. But he said I couldn't do basketball. I couldn't do both. That's what my coach said. He's like, you can't do both. So I
yeah.
was like, I'll just play basketball. And then my senior year rally, they brought me out to freestyle in front of everybody on the drums. It was crazy. It was super dope. I gotta find the footage. My Spanish teacher has it somewhere. I'm gonna get that and post it one day.
Yeah, that's fire. That's fire. So what inspired you to start playing basketball, or who inspired you to start playing basketball?
Bro, honestly, bro, I was a big Bobby Jackson fan. So I like growing up, Bobby Jackson for me was like my favorite player. I wanted to be just like Bobby AI, but Bobby Jackson for sure. Like that was my guy because he played for Sacramento Kings. So
Yep.
that was really my tie to really want to start playing basketball.
Okay. So now we're gonna go into like the little later years of your life. How was high school basketball for you? Like how was high school just in general for you?
High school was a blur in a way because I had bad attitude and I was always getting in trouble. But I never struggled with the ladies though. That wasn't really that was never a problem for me. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
If my girlfriend and I are watching, I talk about it all the time. Like I had females. That was never the problem. The problem with me was my mouthpiece in school and in situations that would get me in trouble. I would
Class
just
clown?
talk back. Yeah, like class disrespectful clown. I'd be cussing out teachers, and it was really bad. I'm not gonna dive too much into that. But basketball was like freshman year. I was starting on varsity, but I didn't start right away. 8 games in the JV. The varsity coach told me I was too short to play varsity, but the nigga was shorter than me. So it didn't make any sense. And then after 8 games, he pulled me up, and then the rest is history. But yeah, I'll never forget that. The nigga shorter than me, and he said I was too short. So crazy.
Dang. So being in high school, being short, all right, now you playing varsity, like were you getting like recruited and things like that, or like how was that whole process for you? Once it came to like the later years of your high school career?
Crazy, man. My sophomore year, that's when I started like dunking, right? Like I was athletic going into my junior year,
Seen
and
the clips. I seen the clips.
you see me. So I started getting a
Yeah,
little bit of
yeah, yeah,
buzz
yeah.
from a few different schools. Like one of them was like University of Portland. That honestly, I think University of Portland was the one I had going into junior year. And then, so I literally, before you I got a lot, I'm recording a story time, like literally, like right now, talking about when I tore my ACL, uh, going into my like thick of junior year.
Yeah.
That's when like that's your biggest year of recruitment. So I tore my ACL. I lost all recruitment buzz, everything. Missed my whole junior season, AAU season, and yeah, it was done. So I kind of had to just bet on myself, go JUCO out the senior year, and just get it out the mud then. But yeah, it wasn't. I always say this: I never officially got any letters or anything. Like I might be the only high school basketball player to never get an official letter. Like everything was like phone calls through third parties or phone calls from coaches, but never an official letter. I have no letters from any college. So I really got this shit out the like literal sludge. Like not even the mud. Like that shit's on the fucking gravel. But it makes my story unique. That's the dope part about it. So I'm actually happy everything happened that way.
So how was that for you mentally, knowing that like, you tore your ACL, you it's about junior senior year, that the heaviest time for recruitment, and like all your people around you, they probably getting scholarships and different looks like that.
Yeah.
Like, how was that making you feel? Because I know a lot of people might be in that situation right now, and like, dang, like, I'm not getting no love, but everybody else around me getting all the attention. Like, how'd that make you feel?
It's tough, man, because you always want to be like your biggest advocates and biggest supporters of your friends. But in that time, I was kind of on a selfish spectrum, like, damn, I'm just as good, if not better. Why am I not getting the looks or the scholarships? But then that's when I had to, come into Jesus moment where it's kind of like it's not all about you. So that junior year, I really learned more about myself. So going into my senior year, I didn't really care about offers like that. Like it was a big deal for me. But in on the brighter side of things, like I had teammates going to Michigan, teammates going to Vanderbilt, teammates going to Texas. And I was like, bro, this is hella dope. I'm more happy for y'all than I am for me.
For
And that's
sure.
when it all starts to, come together. Like when you start being more happy for others than yourself, being happy for thy neighbor more than yourself, more dividends start to happen in your life and blessings. So like I had best friends who would get looks, and like going into my senior year, I was happy, bro. I was helping them. I was trying to film games for them, make mixtapes for them, all that. So having a better mindset helped me change later on in the years, knowing that basketball ends someday. So it's not necessarily all about you
Yeah.
like you want it to be, you know, because not everyone's gonna get a scholarship. It's so rare. It's not easy to get a scholarship anywhere. D1,
Like
D2,
it's like
D3, and then
3%.
yeah. At any level of any sport, it's not easy.
Yep.
So you got to be happy for the next person, and then everything else will fall in the line. But be genuine with it, though.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so now you went at the JUCO level. How was that?
Oh, bro. I mean, first year, I was starting as a freshman, but me and the coach butted heads because I was seeing different things in the court that he was seeing. I'm like a big IQ wise, I like to compare myself to a CP3 in terms of I love to call the shots on the court because I see certain things that the coach doesn't see. Like, I'll run the play, but if I see something else, I'm gonna call it audible. I'm gonna call an adjustment. And we kind of butted heads on that a little bit. I got kicked out of a few practices. We cussed each other out a few times. But like my junior college coach is like one of my best friends. Like that's my guy. He'll go to bat for me with anything. So we kind of built that relationship. But my sophomore year, I was top 5 scorer in the state. I was in a mindset like I'm unstoppable. Like no one could touch me. I was averaging 22 a game, and going into recruitment, I was healthy. I was ready to go to my official visits to all these D2s, and then literally three days before one of my official visits, snapped my ankle completely, broke it. So I had ankle surgery, and at that point, I had a really like realization of myself, look in the mirror, ask myself, like, do you really want to do this? Do you really want to put yourself through 2 more years of grueling college, more hard work?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To hurt your body. And I kind of was like, first generation graduate, I got to do it. So after ankle surgery, it sucks saying that. It seems like I'm fragile, but all the injuries I have were on contact. So the ACL, dude fell into my knee. Ankle, dude fell on top of me. My ankles broke the fall, and it just caved in, cracked, snapped. So, but when I broke my ankle, I was in a good mind space. I was like, I'm gonna be able to adjust on the fly. I'll be able to accept this one better. Like I wasn't upset about it because I already been through the ACL. I kind of had a positive outlook on it. And,
yeah.
But to this day, I have no range of motion in my ankle. Like it literally I have 0-degree range of motion.
Dang, so all them little twists and turns you be doing when you be out there on the court, like you don't feel none of that.
Yeah, if you really watch, like when I kind of move, my right leg is stiff, like so it kind of just hit. It won't bend. It kind of just like left ankle bends, the right's like this. So it's kind of like I'm limping. If you really pay attention, I try to hide the best I can, but I don't have the same explosiveness anymore that I used to. So that's the hard part, just adjusting that way.
Oh, that's why the bounce a little shaky now.
Oh yeah, bounce is gone, bro. Like, I made that video of me dunking, and after that, I was like, I'm done. That's a wrap for sure.
All right. So, all right, now you in college, you about to graduate, things like that. So, and you were already making videos like and throughout this whole situation. So,
yeah,
once you graduated, you could have had the opportunity to like, still do YouTube, but also, pursue something else. What made you want to go in like full force with this, with YouTube and just making content?
I see more longevity in it. Like basketball overseas and going pro, it's not like luxurious as you think it is. The money's not great for the work you're putting in. So I felt like there was more financial stability doing what I do here than trying to go chase contracts and work at every day. So that's really what was. It was a no-brainer for me. My senior night came up, talked to coach. He was like, do you kind of want to go pro? I was like, coach, I was like, I'm so at peace with just being done. Yeah. I don't want to play anymore. But I've had thoughts like, dang, I really want to go and try, at least say I tried it. That's my mind. But my heart is like, my heart is telling me that. My mind is like, nigga, no, you don't. Sit your ass down. So I'm good. I am done. I'm done.
Mm-hmm. So first of all, when did you first start making videos? Like how long has the grind been in general? Like
2011. So going on 10 years. My first video was 2011.
Do you still have that first video?
It's up there. You gotta find it though. It's deep. It's deep in there. It's up there though.
It's in the archives.
It's on the page for sure.
Yeah.
If you go scroll far enough, you'll find that shit.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so what was the video that you made that gave you confidence when you like went viral? You like, you know what? I could really like do this.
So the first video I did was like the D'Angelo Russell video, and that kind of gave me the inspiration to keep going.
Yeah.
Like the video that really like took to the next level was the Kyrie Irving be like. That's when I broke my ankle. I dropped it when I broke my ankle. I was on the couch just sitting there, had no content, and I dropped it, and that bitch went crazy. And I was like, damn. Once I get back on my feet, I'm back to it. So that was really the video that kind of picked me back up. And it was kind of like, you can make this happen, make it a living. Because it took me 5 years to get my first paycheck. My first paycheck was like $100. It was $120, I think, after like 5 years of 4 years of content. It was $120, and I was like, I made $100. I was hyped. But looking back, I'm like, damn, that's no bread. So that was crazy.
My dad, he commented something. He said, "What inspired you to start making the videos?"
B-Dot and Famous Los. Those were the two. Like I was kind of.
B-Dot was hot back then. He's still hot now, but like he was.
B-Dot was untouchable, bro. I see my boy Jalen say, "You the reason I started my own channel." I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, like those were the two people, mainly B-Dot. I was kind of like, okay, I wanted to put my own spin on it.
Okay, so talking to athletes, athletes that may be on here watching, when it comes to like the passion, talk to them a little bit about how they could take that passion for the game and still apply it to life after sports to create a source of income or just anything like that. Because for me per se, I played ball growing up, but even though once my quote unquote career was over, I still did like the behind the scenes stuff in it, like with basketball, football, working for like the NFLPA, the Washington Wizards, and different things like that. Just talk a little bit to the athletes about still taking that passion but making it into like a source of income for themselves.
It's a hot line, like it's a fine line, right? Because when you're playing sports, you're passionate, you're competitive, and when it's over, you got to find a way to channel that passion and that competitiveness to your craft and your profession. For me, I like you asked my family members, my friends. I'm probably one of the most competitive people you'll ever meet in life in anything. It don't matter if we eating food. I want to be done first. If we tying shoes, I want mine to look the best. Like that, it's just like sometimes it's too much. I feel like I'm too competitive to where I have to channel in and really understand how to make my passion and my competitiveness coincide together. So it's just like you got to apply that same pressure, that same will to want to go up and work out to your profession. Like you got to want what I do. I gotta want to wake up and go film and go come up with video ideas. No one's gonna do it for me. You gotta want to wake up and go edit a video. Like you gotta want to wake up and go find people to help in like enlarge your brand to expand it. So it's a lot more work than I thought. But I'd rather be doing this, be my own boss, than working for a nigga 9 to 5. Hell, I can't do it. Like for me personally, not saying nothing wrong with 9 to 5. It's just me personally. I know I can't do that because I always gonna be my own boss, and I'm always gonna butt heads with the boss because I see things a certain way. So, yeah.
Someone said, "What advice would you give to someone who got cut from a team or is struggling to find that edge?"
Keep going, man. I mean, I've never got cut from a team, right? So I'll give it like a different explanation or example. Let's say when I was, I'll give you a video, kind of like a content side of it. It was I think it was 2000. What was it? When did I see you at the All-Stars? What was that? 2018?
That was
19? I think 18.
It was either 2018 or 2019.
No, it was 19 because 2020 they said an All-Star.
Yeah. 2019.
So it's 2019, and I was the NBA Playmakers at the time. So they invited like their top creators to go a week early, go race cars and all that on like the NASCAR track. And I kind of confronted them, and I was like, "Yo, why wasn't I invited?" They're like, "Oh, we thought you were going with EA Sports." I said, "Yeah." I said, I had stuff to do with EA Sports, but I'm still a part of your guys' organization. They're like, because how it came about, they came to me like, "Man, you missed out, Sal. Like the past 4 days." I'm like, "I missed out. Niggas didn't tell me."
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, we thought we." I was like, "Nah, y'all didn't invite me." They're like, "Oh, we thought we invited." I was like, "No, y'all bullshitting." So kind of like in the aspect, I didn't make the cut, but I kind of just channeled that in and was like, "Okay, now I'm gonna be so profitable where you have to add me to certain shit." You know what I'm saying? So if you come from a team, you got to go back to the drawing board and see what you can do to make sure that it don't happen again. Whether it's basketball, baseball, football, soccer, you got to apply that same pressure and that same agenda to everything you're doing right now. And that's my only advice. It's not rocket science. It's just sometimes you got to work harder. And I'm not gonna give you the Michael Jordan example. I hate that one. Everyone always Michael Jordan. Nigga, there's only one Michael Jordan. Damn it.
Yeah.
That nigga is MJ. Be yourself. Like what is like if your name is Jenkins? What does Jenkins bring to the table? What can you do differently? Learn from Michael's story. But what can you do differently? Not everyone could be Mike. Not everyone could be Bron, Cole. Those are like the creme de la creme. You gotta make your own story, but be inspired by others. That's how you're gonna make it in this world. You can't be somebody else. You know what I mean?
This goes perfect into like my next question.
Yeah.
How important is it for people like to define their purpose, and how did you find your purpose in life?
That's hard. Finding your purpose is a little hard because I'm a firm believer in Jesus, right? And I'm a fool to not understand that the devil is real as well. So from my perspective, there's so much things out there in the world that look real but are fake. So the way to cut that out, you kind of just got to listen to your gut and be one with your faith and be one with yourself. But sometimes that requires taking leaps of faith and failing. Sometimes you might have to go out there and try some shit and fail to find your purpose. Like, I thought my purpose was NBA. I thought my purpose was fucking shit, fighting, right? Like cussing out people, being a class clown. There's no purpose in that shit. Like there's no purpose in that. There's no purpose in that. So finding my purpose with this filming stuff, it kind of came about because I'll put it this way. The way I found the purpose was not looking for it. The more you look for your purpose and you try to find it, it's kind of like when you miss your keys, like you lose your keys, you keep looking for it, you're not going to find it. You find it when you're not looking for it. So with this passion, with this camera shit, it kind of just happened when I wasn't really looking for it. I didn't aspire to be no YouTuber. That was never my aspirations. If you go in my little first grade, second grade, my dreams in the future.
YouTube wasn't even out back then.
You know what I'm saying? It was none of that shit. It was, I'm to the league. I'm the next Allen Iverson.
Yep.
And nothing's wrong with that. But that wasn't my purpose. So to find your purpose, and still, this still may not be my purpose.
Yeah, it might change.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like content creation, honestly, is not my purpose. I feel like it's a season in my life where I can help others get through certain shit and inspire others to do certain shit and do different stuff. But I don't feel like the end all be all is content creation for me.
Yeah.
I have bigger aspirations than that. I wouldn't be surprised in the next 3 to 5 years, I'm not doing content no more. Like, I'm on a different spectrum of life, focusing on different shit. Like this shit kind of, it's cool, but it doesn't fill the cup for me where it's like I'm joyful. You know, being joyful is helping people, helping the next guy. Making people laugh, of course, is always cool. But content creation for me is not like till I'm 50. You know, like that could always be on the back burner. But I want to, like, as crazy as cliches might seem, I just want to change the world, man. I really want to be that guy to just make a difference in Sacramento, and just I just want to be a top tier nigga. You know what I mean?
We on the same page.
Backwards, because I said it backwards. But everybody's saying they smell cap. I'm dead ass though. This is the reason why I haven't been posting as much in 2021. I'm like, me and Devin Lab talk about it all the time. We got different aspirations. We're getting older. He's starting a family. Like, I'm 25. I'm not gonna be sitting here worrying about challenges and shit all damn day. I'm trying to figure out other shit. Like, what can I make mini documentaries for people? Can I do this? Like, can I focus on producing music or whatever? Like, I love music, you know? That's like type of shit. I like challenges. I don't want to get too comfortable. And if you think I smell a cap, don't be surprised when you don't see shit in 5 years. You know what I mean? I'm so dead ass though. I'm so dead ass.
Let them know. Did you ever? Well, I know the answer to that question, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. Did you ever see yourself being like a role model for people? Because like a lot of people look up to you right now.
Not at all. I mean, you know, as a little teenager, I was a hot-headed nigga, so I didn't really have necessarily no role models to look up to. Mm-hmm. You know, like, you have father figure. Like, my dad was in my life, but, you know, he's in and out of jail a few times, went to prison for like 3 years when I was in high school. So that kind of role model was kind of shook a little bit. And I was just a different person from 14 to 17 when he came back. Those are the most pivotal like years in your life. You know, that's when you start to drive. That's when you start having like the sex talks, and that's when you start to think about college and women and all that. So it was tough for me. I never thought I would be something that I aspired. I thought I would never thought I would be a role model, knowing that I didn't necessarily have one. If that makes sense. So being a role model is kind of like dope to understand not the power, but understand like the platform I have to inspire. Like that's like a big blessing to me.
Yeah. All right. Since now you talked about a little bit about the younger years, if you was to sit down with your younger self, like what would you tell yourself
I'd say
about life and basketball? Like it doesn't matter.
there's two answers to that. I was talking to my math teacher, and we kind of had the same talk. And I came to realization. I was like, if I sat down with my younger self would tell me to shut the fuck up, and he wouldn't listen. So that's the realistic answer. He'd be like, I ain't listening to you. But the philosophical answer, like what I would want to happen, I would say, tell myself you don't know everything. Be a listener, not a fucking talker. Be a doer. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk the talk if you're not gonna walk the walk. Also, be respectful to your peers, love on others, and be you. Quit trying to be everybody else. If I learned that earlier, I wish I would have, I would have been man. And also, I would have told my younger self to create Uber and
Tesla.
You know what I'm saying? And create Tesla and invest in Bitcoin before it happened.
Dogecoin too. Dogecoin's going up right
Dogecoin, XRP. I'm in VeChain. I'm in a lot of cryptos, man. I'm very. Yeah, I'm just gonna say I'm a little woke to the crypto game, man. I've been in it for a minute, so.
I feel that. All right, this the last question. What are some words of encouragement you want to share with athletes that are going through the transition to life after sports and that are currently like in that transition?
Before we answer that question, there's a question in the chat just seen. It's actually a good
one. Yeah, that's a good one.
How do you deal with? So before I answer that, I wouldn't want to get to this one. How do you deal with insecurities, doubts? How do you bounce back from negativity? Josiah, what's up, boy? To this day, I don't necessarily have a legit answer how to deal with insecurities and doubts. I'm insecure myself sometimes. I doubt myself sometimes. I doubt my decisions sometimes. I doubt other people's decisions. So the best way to kind of go about it is to whatever decision you make, you got to be at peace with, whether it's a good one or a bad one. You learn from all your mistakes. You learn from all your wins, all your losses. How I deal with insecurities, I just stop looking at media sometimes. I go through social media and I see people's success. Sometimes I get insecure in my own content. But I got to realize they're not me, I'm not them. And one of my favorite rappers, he dropped a freestyle and he kind of said a bar that stuck with me. He said, self-hate is like a hell of a drug. People kind of just get comfortable with hating on themselves because media, like there's people out there that always try to bring people down when they're down. So you kind of join in and then you kind of put it on yourself a little bit mentally. You kind of like, I'm not as good as him. I wish I was as good as him. Like, why you knocking yourself before you are able to you prove it to yourself? So the way I deal with insecurities and doubt is kind of just you gotta continue to be you. You gotta continue to fight the good fight. You're never gonna have the full answer or the answer to that whole question. It's a continuous thing. I'm 25 and I'm still learning about myself, my insecurities and doubts. But I'm doing it learning though. I'm not going to situation saying I'm not gonna be successful in that. And I can go into the room right now with billionaires and talk my way in the room. That's just my confidence.
Yep.
It may not happen, right? But if I'm insecure about the situation, it's definitely not gonna happen. So bounce back from negativity. The next question, negativity is like it's like a piece of shit, right? I'm gonna give you I keep it a stuck. I keep it stacked. So negativity is like a piece of shit. And all the negative vibes are the flies, right? So how do you bounce back from that? Separate yourself from people who are negative, separate yourself from things that are negative, and you will prosper. I don't hang around negative people. I don't surround myself with negative media, like a shade room and all that shit.
I don't follow none of that.
You know what I mean? If you see negative stuff on your timeline, get rid of it off the rip. The rip. That's how you bounce back from negativity. And then all the hate and everything, if you ain't doing nothing right, you know what I'm saying, they ain't gonna hate. So if they hate you doing something right, so fuck it. Say thank you. That's what I learned. Just be like, thank you. Appreciate it. You can still
get the best way to go about it.
Yeah. And then afterwards you say, you can still get this work. I got buckets for you. And then you know.
Check rock. Check it out.
Yeah. But going on to your question, repeat that now.
I said, what are some words of encouragement like that you would share with athletes that are going through that transition of life after sports, and for like these young athletes on here that will go through that transition at some point in their life?
Just make sure you're at ease with your decision whenever that time comes. There's no time limit on it. Don't force it. If you try to force something sometimes the pressure won't make a diamond. That shit will make a bursted pipe that you can't you know? So
nah, you're right.
You feel me? But like my inspiration to that is just it's kind of my favorite saying. Just continue to live, like genuinely understand what being you is. And life after that will come tenfold once you figure out what you really are here for. And like I said, I ended my career at what, 22? 22, 21, 22? I've been done. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm cool. And there's no time limit on that. So when you know, you know. And my only inspiration, I mean, like my advice is to just do research, figure out what's good on the back end. Not necessarily plan B, but get ready for when that career time does end, because money don't last forever. Jobs necessarily don't last forever if you don't keep it that way. NBA jobs don't last forever, right? Professional jobs don't last forever. So you got to figure out other things to do, start nonprofits, give back to the community, things like that, if that's what you aspire to do. But just know, $1 million could be gone in a week.
Especially nowadays, everything's so expensive, and yeah.
Right. I ain't even touched the end.
It's coming.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but that's all I wanted to chat about, bro. I appreciate you for coming out. I appreciate everyone on here, even though they were saying they want to see me and you one-on-one and all this other stuff. that can happen too one day. Like, yeah, we could definitely do that.
Man. You don't want to do that. I'm a different breed on the court, man.
Nah,
but all seriousness though, I don't even like. I'm done in the 1v1 community and all that shit. I just don't have any aspirations for it, bro. And not saying after the Kenny thing, I'm like, oh, I'm done. Honestly, like even during the Kenny thing, I went out there, it was like, bro, like I'm gonna drop him off, and I don't even have the urge to want to play anything, like play anymore. I did it out of just because everyone wanted me to do it, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just go out there, bust his ass, but after that, I'm on I have nothing to prove. I played college ball, I've done all that. I don't have anything to prove to these YouTube niggas. And that's just me being honest, though.
Yeah.
Like, we can kick it and everything.
Talk your talk.
But it's not like I'm scared to play my body or anything. Like, I've never ducked any type of smoke. It's just I'm at a point to where I understand my body. I know what I want to do, but I know what I can't do. I can't go out there and play any and everybody. I will break my body down. So I am at peace with that. You probably, if you see 1v1 in this next year, I'd be surprised. And it'll literally be the last year I play. I have a few people I wouldn't mind playing. A few of those I've made evident on videos and stuff. So if that happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I don't give a damn. That's just me being a stack though, bro. But yeah. And then I'm gonna say this, like, it's not fuck everybody, but it's fuck everybody at the same time. That's not with you. That's not with you. And a lot of people in this little YouTube industry ain't with you like that, like you think you is. I got a cool little group. Zay Trio, Kayvon, Cash, Big Mac, and Cam. Those are my little, you know what I'm saying? Like my intermediate. Everything out of that is like friendship based. I got a few brothers like close, but like T Jazz Filet, Angel, Caleb Nash Meemster, Devin the Lab, of course. People like that. But like those like my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes being a real nigga kind of bites you in the ass, and I kind of label myself as.
It's not a bite. It's not a bite. It's not a bite at all.
It's just I don't want to waste my time with fake shit. That's just me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the potatoes of how I move around, how I orchestrate my friend groups. You know what I'm saying? If they ain't with you, bro, F them. If they with you, cool. If they not, there's a million YouTubers out there. That's fine.
Straight like that.
For real.
All right, but nah, I appreciate you once again coming out, talking, giving a little inspiration. I ain't know you had some preaching in you, but you was preaching though. You was preaching a little
Man,
bit.
it's kind of crazy. People kind of call me like a mentor. So it's kind of like, I don't know.
I mean, we all kind of get into that age like where we kind of like for the kids like this age right here, they looking at like the OG. So I
Yeah.
guess.
I am positivity though. Love yourself. I couldn't think that. Just love yourself, man.
Yeah, love yourself, because nobody else will love you like you love yourself at the end of the day.
For the Lord Jesus Christ, amen.
Straight like that. But yeah, I appreciate you. I'm about to get up off here. I'm hungry, so I'm about to eat something.
I'm starving too, bro. Appreciate you for having me, man.
Yeah, for sure. I hit your phone.
All right, bro, man. Be smooth, brother.
All right.
All right.